What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. This isn't a video I really want to be making, but it's a point that needs to be raised. Robert Sanchez cannot continue as Chelsea's #1 goalkeeper. I've absolutely had enough. It's absolutely ridiculous. Every single game he's making a key mistake that leads to a goal. It's just absolutely outrageous. Chelsea got beat 3-1 to Man City away in Manchester at the weekend, and yet again we saw another howler from Robert Sanchez. You know, coming out. I don't know where he thought he was going, but he came out too far, and Haaland just simply dinked the ball over the top of him. Just inexcusable, in my opinion. I think that's 5 times this season that Sanchez has made a mistake that's led to a goal. I think that's the most in terms of individual stats in the Premier League. I don't know why Enzo Maresca continues to play him week in, week out. And I think this week was the first sign that there are some sort of question marks from management and from club over Robert Sanchez. Whether or not they'll follow through with that for next week, I have no idea, but you cannot play him anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous. The defence and team in general have no confidence with him starting and from playing in and out of the back. You saw from Enzo Fernandez, putting his palm to his face. I mean, this whole sort of lack of confidence will run right through the team, and it's affecting results at the end of the day. We're going backwards now rather than progressing. It's turning into a bit of a nightmare season at the minute for Chelsea. At this point in the vid, whack the like button, give my channel a subscription, it means the world. I'm hoping to really grow a platform on this channel, whether Chelsea are winning or not. So please, can you follow my journey? I'd be much appreciated. Thank you. I mean, this game was a roller coaster of emotions, really. It started off so well, so high with the young Man City defender. I think his name was Kuznikov, was it? Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but he made a couple of mistakes early on, and that crucial one missed the header and allowed Jackson to sort of play the ball back to Nene. Great start, absolutely fantastic start, 1-0 up at the Etihad. Only a few minutes in, you thought, great. This is absolutely fantastic. Man City are obviously, not playing up to their standards this season. We can really be cutthroat here, high press, jump on that ball, put pressure on this young centre-half making his, debut for City. Jump on it. Let's get cutthroat. Let's get brutal. But no, we didn't seem to capitalise on it. It was so frustrating. I mean, there was a clip doing the rounds of Jackson tapping the young City centre-half on the chest, saying, it happens to the best of us. But this is where we need a Diego Costa kind of character that's like, this completely ruthless, no mercy. You don't want to put an arm around the shoulder of your opposition in the middle of the game when you're trying to stamp your authority. You want goals. There was a mad stat on Sky that came up during the game. The fewest wins versus Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal since 2022. 0 wins, 7 points. It's ever since the Tommy Tuchel days, really, that we haven't been able to put on a big performance against these top opposition in the league. It's embarrassing. And I understand there's a project going on here, and I understand that we're in a rebuild, a transitional period, but enough's enough. We have to compete against these top teams to have a chance at top 4. And I'm afraid to say we played like we were afraid to lose. In the latter part of the first half and second half, Man City did what Man City always do. They kept the ball, but there wasn't enough ruthlessness. There wasn't enough sort of passion and directness. And when Nkunku was brought on in the second half, there was no work up front. In all honesty, Enzo Maresca's comments post match were a little bit concerning. To say that we've progressed over the past couple of months is absolutely ludicrous. We've gone backwards. We were second in the league, scoring goals for fun. Outscoring teams really. But yeah, we have gone backwards, and it's deeply and majorly concerning. Colwell unfortunately got found out against a top striker like Haaland. When he's playing with his back to goal, holding the ball up and playing a little give and go, it is super difficult to stop. And it seemed like Chelsea are playing such a high line as well. instead of sort of dropping a little bit deeper and trying to contain him. They got caught a number of times, in particular the sort of the third goal as well. And on the other side of the ball, as I've mentioned, there wasn't enough of a vocal point from Nico Jackson and Nkunku when he came on for Chelsea. We didn't create enough clinical chances, and the chances that we did had were wasteful. We've seen this on a number of occasions from Nico Jackson, and I like him. I do like the guy, and I really do believe that he is on a path for Drogba's level. But if he continues to be wasteful and continues to miss chances, you know, he's not going to get many more chances in his side. And his goal drought continues. I think that's 7, if I'm correct. 7 games without a goal for Nico Jackson after a great start. Another player that sort of went under the radar was Cole Palmer. I have to say, I have to call it out. You know, I have to be honest. You know, when I see it on the screen, he went quiet, in all honesty, and he was sort of having a laugh and a joke with Pep after the full-time whistle. I mean, I saw some fans sort of, you know, speaking out about that and saying that they didn't necessarily agree with that. I don't really have too much of an opinion here or there. Obviously, Cole Palmer has a great relationship with Pep, and none of us can take that away from him. But after the game, when you've just been beat in the way you have been beat, maybe not the best move. Behind closed doors, fair enough. In front of the cameras, on the pitch still, borderline. I think this game was a real test, in my opinion. It was a test to see where Chelsea are at in relation to a top opposition in City, who haven't had the season that you usually have. And the test is showing that we're not quite there yet. You know, there was a reason why Enzo Maresca and the players themselves were saying that we're not in a title race. And, you know, myself included, got a little bit wrapped up in that. So it is disappointing to see us going backwards. So we know where we're at now, we know who we are, but at a minimum, we have to have Europa League football. We cannot slip down to 6th or 7th place again. Champions League football, in an ideal world, I'd love to have. Europa League is a must. We must see progress from last year, otherwise this whole project is a failure and is failing. The fans are really starting to get fed up with the sporting directors and the club owners and the club board decisions. And Enzo Maresca himself will soon fall into that trap as well if he doesn't switch things up and if he's not so stubborn. Now, it's a big week for Chelsea. Transfer deadline day is approaching, and we do need a bit of a busy end to the transfer window. We've got a couple of midfielders and players leaving, and I'd like to bring in another striker as well, potentially centre-half. Our goalkeeper is looking unlikely. I mean, you've even got Kepa on loan. How possible is that to bring him back to the club? It's something I'll definitely explore. Now, there's been talk about Garnacho. I can't see it, in my opinion. A great player. I don't understand why United would want to lose a talent like that. We have attacking talent on the wings. It looks like Mudryk has been completely frozen out. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that signing. He could prove to be, a great talent, a great addition if he joins. But at the minute, I'm not too sure about Garnacho to Chelsea. It's just not an area of urgent need right now. But up next, we have West Ham at home at Stamford Bridge. It's a chance for Chelsea to make a statement. Are we in regression, or have we got a bit of fight about this club? And whether or not Sanchez will start, I have no idea. I'd like to see Jorgensen, in my opinion, but we'll see what Enzo Maresca selects. Big call, and to get the fans on his side, he knows what he needs to do. But yes, guys, there's never an ordinary day at this football club. As always, thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it. Come on the Chelsea, and let's go. Peace out.